Good day, I'm Stephen McHugh and this is your JIS News for Thursday, February 23. The Planning Institute of Jamaica, PIOJ, is reporting economic growth in line with the 1 to 2% range previously projected by the Bank of Jamaica for the October to December 2016 period. PIOJ Director General Dr. Wayne Henry says real gross domestic product GDP increased by 1.3%. The goods-producing industry saw growth of 3%, driven largely by agriculture, forestry and fisheries, construction and manufacturing. The services industry, meanwhile, recorded minimal growth of 0.8%. Major contributing factors were hotels and restaurants and electricity and water supply. PIOJ's Director General says the outlook for the economy in the near term remains positive.
We estimate growth for the fiscal year 16-17 in the range of 1 to 2% GDP, particularly towards the upper end, which would be the highest level of growth annual in over 9 years. That's a fiscal year. Our strategic focus, that's our outlook for the longer term, is also positive.
Mr. Henry says real GDP growth for the 2017-2018 fiscal year should be within the range of 2 to 3%. The Bank of Jamaica, meanwhile, is reporting continued employment growth for the country. Jamaica's labor force survey shows that the unemployment rate decreased to 12.9% at October 2016 compared to 13.9% the previous year.
And this represents the 5th consecutive quarter of employment growth.
BOJ's governor says this has resulted in annual employment growth of 3%. And the central bank's governor says the country's reserves are strong enough that there is no immediate need to draw down from the $430 million available through its agreement with the IMF. That amount became available when Jamaica signed the 3-year precautionary standby agreement with the International Monetary Fund late last year. The country is expected to pass its first review under that agreement, getting access to another $170 million. The precautionary standby line of funds provides reassurance, particularly to investors, that the country could withstand shocks to the economy. But Mr. Winter says the funds may not be needed, as Jamaica's net international and non-borrowed reserves exceed $2 billion.
The reserve levels are ample, such that we have the means to resist, to manage through, I would say, ordinary shocks. But we want to have this precautionary line available so that the program is, if you like, you could look at it as insured against large shocks.
A team from the IMF is currently in the island conducting the review for the October to December 2016 period. Pension fund managers are being urged to invest in government assets and infrastructure projects that have the potential to give greater returns on their investments. Prime Minister Andrew Holness made the appeal during Tuesday's Sagicor Life Pension Investment Seminar. Mr. Holness said most pension funds invest in government bonds, which may not be the best way for the funds to be secured. Instead, he's proposing to have the funds tied to long-term income-generating projects. Some of those projects include infrastructure development, divested government real estate, and industrial and commercial space.
In the very near future, there will be policy changes to ensure, facilitate, and promote a better allocative efficiency and in terms of investment and in terms of how the pension funds structure their assets to align more with the investment infrastructure thrust of the Jamaican government.
And finally, work is advanced to establish the Jamaica Center for Tourism and Innovation. The center will provide training and certification for the hospitality industry's labor force. Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says the institution will target aspiring supervisors, managers, and other hospitality professionals.
You are working in the tourism sector now, and you are in supervisor position. You have 20 years of experience, 15 years of experience, 10 years of experience, but you are not certified. You are not accredited. You can then come to us and be fully accredited so you can take your next step up the ladder of management in the industry.
The minister was speaking on Tuesday during the presentation of the semi-finalists in the 2016 Tourism Service Excellence Program TSEP Awards. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Stephen McHugh. Thanks for watching.